Hey guys, Double Wide 6, and today I'm going to be bringing you a video that's going to cover some aluminum fabrication. What I have is this handy lift. That's the brand on it. I believe it's the Sam lift. I like the lift a lot. I've made a couple modifications to it, but one of the things that I don't like are the ramps that come with the lift. Number one, they're steel. Number two, I like to keep them removable so that I have this area to work, because I actually have a chain hoist up above here, and sometimes these fall down and they're really heavy if they fall, and I already had one fall down and break one of my cordless ratchets. So here's how heavy they are. They're probably about, I don't know, like that thing probably weighs 15 pounds. The middle one is like a 25, 30 pounder, and it's reinforced. These are really solid. And I don't want to secure these in. They have a hole where you can pin them down, but then I got to go underneath and unpin them. And the other issue that I have with these is because they sit on top of the ramp. I've had several mowers. Now most of them are Craftsman that have like a low deck, but when you back out, the mower catches here and you're trying to go forward, back, and then these ramps end up falling off. The tractor comes down sideways and it gets like stuck underneath. So I don't like the fact that there's a lip here. I've had multiple problems with that. So I'm going to address all this today with building new aluminum ramps that are lighter and easily can be removed. And I also want to make them that they don't need to bolt on or anything, and they're going to be lower than these so they won't catch. So that's what this video is about, and I'm kind of excited about this because this is actually my first spool gun welding video. I just set up a new aluminum welding setup, so this is actually my first project and I'm pretty excited about it. So this is how I have this set up. I got these cross members clamped in place. That'll keep these two sides parallel. I have a framing square here that's square with the ends and this edge. And now what I want to do is weld a piece on here. This is going to be the one that locks in to the table. So, excuse the reach. I'm gonna just put a piece here to make sure it's wide enough, like this, and then we'll clamp these guys down. So I think I can pull this off the table a little bit. And kind of set this up like this, and if I can get a vice grip in there, I gotta put that this way. Just gonna try and clamp that. As I said, I'm new to spool gun welding, and I'm running the Vulcan welder with the Vulcan spool gun, and we'll see how this goes. Here's the first one. I was just trying to dial it in on that, and by the second one I was able to get it to flow a little better. So as I didn't brush anything, so you see that soot on the outside, but it looked like it welded really nice. Very impressed with this spool gun for a first time user. These welds are looking good. I'm still, figuring out how to use the thing, but that looks good. And I didn't even brush it. I'll brush that one. I don't have a stainless steel brush yet, so I'm just using this. Yeah, that looks real good. If you're interested in the welding part of this video, I'll talk a little bit more about my setup towards the end of the video. I'm really starting to get a feel for that spool gun. I cleaned off that last weld, and I'm real happy with the results. This piece of steel is going to be used for the end of the ramps, and it needs to be ripped down. And I'm finding that my abrasive cutters take forever to cut this aluminum because it's pretty thick. So I'm going to be using a steel cutoff saw. It's a cold cut saw. It should go right through it. So I got the metal laid out, and one of the things that I guess I should mention with this project is I'm using all this metal I got from the scrap yard. So it's about $10 to do the 2 ramps probably. I traded in a bunch of lawnmower parts, so it's hard to tell what it really cost. But yeah, anyhow, I'm going to go and rip this down, and there's a hole in here. I'm aware of that. I'm going to try and fill in the hole because you know, it's I don't want to. I want to keep the rest of this piece for something else. So anyhow, we'll go and cut it. I'm going to be using that circular saw again. So here's the hole. So it's recycled metal. So I'm going to try and fill that in. I'm going to clean up the metal. I think I'll weld it from the back first, see what it looks like, and then maybe from the top. So we'll try and weld that up. Turned up the heat and it really smoothed out. So that was my first aluminum hole filled. That's 1/8 inch diamond plate. And it went pretty well. I'm thinking that's kind of what it would be like welding a crack in an aluminum block or something like that on a lawnmower engine. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit and grind it down and just see how good I can get it to look. I'm going to start with the back. So this is the back side of the metal, and you can see we have no voids and it got real smooth. Not bad for my first hole in aluminum. Now I'll flip it over and see what I can do to the top. And this is the top side. Hole is right in there. It's kind of hard with that diamond plate, but the hole's sealed up. And now all I want to do is just get the rust off this aluminum, and we'll attach it to the ramp. Here's a final look at the underside of the ramp. I had to cut a little relief cut there so that it would fit on the track, and the back was ripped down, but it came out real nice for a first MIG spool gun project. And there's a diamond plate, and one more time, here's the hole I filled in. It was right around there. So yeah, it looks pretty good, and I'm real happy with the results. So I got the ramps done. They're looking good. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to hook it to this table, and I don't have enough flat stock, but this piece is 3/16 of an inch thick, so I'm thinking I'll just rip this down. And I was going to use my plasma cutter, but I think I'll use that little Evolution circular saw. I got this thing attached. I set it up on this bar, so this flat stock, and I bolted this on, and it can be removed, and this can slide in. It'll hold itself, which is nice. I don't have to worry about it falling. And then if I have something narrower like a snow blower, I can put it anywhere over here, and same with the other one. And they'll go up and they'll go down with the ramp. I also solved the problem with the decks catching. Now when you back off, the lowest point is going to be even above these corners. So these are a lot lighter, easier to take off and move, and it's just going to be a nicer setup for me. Also, the other ones didn't have any type of grip. I was going to put grip tape on it, and I never got around to it, but sometimes when there's oil, it gets kind of slippery. So I'll show you how this works. Easy to put on, easy to put off. And as I said, they're not going to fall, because when they fall hard. And I did crack my one ratchet because it fell on it. So I did want to just touch on the welding. I have two of these Vulcan. They are the Mid-Max 215 welders. I've been really happy with mine that I was welding steel with, and I talked to a friend who's very into welding, and he told me I could get a TIG welder or I could just get a spool gun. So I could put a spool gun and run it on my welder, but every time that you switch from welding steel to welding aluminum, you'd have to switch up a couple things. Even though it only takes about 2-3 minutes, that's a pain. And I wanted to be able to just weld instantly. So in order to do that, I bought a second welder, which I have up above here, and I got a spool gun with it, the Vulcan brand. And the only other thing that you need besides that welder and the spool gun is a tank of argon. So it's straight argon. You could run helium, but helium's actually really expensive because it's I think it's like government regulated, the guy was telling me. So it costs a lot more as a shielding gas. Alright guys, I'm Double Wide 6. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I put out a lot of good videos and content, and I noticed a lot of people that are watching videos aren't even subscribers. So please subscribe, join the channel, hit the thumbs up, make comments down below. I'm always posting videos, and I'll link all the stuff I was using tool wise down below, and if you have any questions, please post them. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching guys, and have a good one.